In the last video, we all talked about till input devices. Now we will talk about the output devices. Output devices basically are those devices which show on your output. And what are in the output? Basically, they convey the information from the computer to the user. So your output circuits, by mistake it is written as input device. It's basically output devices. Output devices, your Braille Printer, your plotter, your LCD projectors. LCD projectors are mostly, you all are very familiar with the LCD projectors. That basically these are used in the schools, colleges, universities, and in every field for showing the presentations, displaying projects, and a lot of things, and a lot of tasks. So LCD means liquid crystal display. Liquid crystal display projectors show the output from the computer on the screen. Large screen, mostly used for displaying the presentations during meetings and conferences, and in the schools and in universities. Students shows their projects on these projectors. Next is printer. These Braille printer or embosser produce Braille printouts, patterns of raised dot of computer files. If you see in this picture, this type of dots basically are used or print out. It works with the software that translates text to the Braille. Every printer has some software, basically that software translates. Software is the basic thing, main thing. Without software, nothing can do, because that software helps to translate. Next, plotter. In the plotter, you can print your graphics, your charts, your tables, your diagrams. Like you have made a big, something like banners. Okay, so if you see in the banners, they have some graphics, they have some information, they have some charts, they have also diagrams. So these type of prints are printed by the plotter. Plotter is the printing device. They use the ink pens or inkjets to create graphics on the paper or the polystyrene. These two, if you are seen on this my screen, then these two are types that plotter. One is drum plotter for the mini size, and the flat bed plotter for the big banners, large size banners. So plotters are commonly used in the computer-aided design and computer-aided manufacturing for printing the plan of houses, car parts, machinery, and different industrial organizations. Then there are 4 types: drum plotters, micrographic plotters, inkjet plotters, and flatbed plotters. This is your choice, what you choose and what you want to print out. This depends on these things. And this is all about hardware. Now it's moving time towards the software. The term software refers to the computer programs that are needed for the running or operating a computer system. As I already said that all the things depend on the software. Software is the computer program. And what is the program? Program is a sequence of step-by-step instructions to perform a particular task. In the software, there are 2 types. One is system software and one is application software. And when we are moving towards the system software, it is some more types like operating system, compiler, assembler, interpreter, and drivers. Then moving towards the application software, it's package and utility. Then system software. And what is the system software? It is your system software which refers to the program designed to control the operation of computer system. It assists to run the application programs. Then system software can be classified into these groups. Operating system is your system software. Compiler, assembler, interpreter, and drivers. These all are your system software. What is operating system? This is the basically master control program that runs your computer. It controls the flow of signals from your central processing unit, means CPU, to your various parts of computer, means your windows, which basically help to communicate between the user and your hardware. This is your operating system. Operating system communicate is the way of communication between your hardware and the user. If there is no operating system, then the user cannot communicate with the computer. The operating system is the main thing which can communicate, which help to communicate the user to the computer. So computer system, operating system means your Windows, which help the user to communicate with your hardware. So when your computer is switched on, this is your first program which loaded on its memory is your operating system. Firstly, operating system loaded on its memory, means on your computer's memory. The examples are Windows, Linux, and Mac operating system. Then what is driver? Like you are a human being, for hearing you have your ears, for speaking you have your mouth, for watching you have your ears. Just imagine if you don't have, you can't do it. So these are basically your drivers. If we just talk about in the sense of the computer, then these are your drivers. Exactly that. For every task, which has some for each device, they have some drivers which interact with the device and the computer. Drivers is that program that enables the computer to interact with the hardware devices such as printer pen drive, such as your speakers, your mouse, your keyboard. For each and every device, the computer have some drivers which enable these devices to interact with the computer. Next, compiler. Compiler is that program which translates our language, means high-level language, into the machine language program. Because computer cannot understand English, Urdu, Arabic, and all these languages, it has some different language. So compiler, what the compiler do? What we input into the computer, it just translates it into the computer language, which is called machine language. So then computer perform that task. Before performing that task, firstly it translates our language into its own language. That translated program is called your object program or the object code. Then this object program is saved. Then it's interpreter. Interpreter is the program that translates one statement at a time of high-level language into the machine code and execute it. Basically, what the compiler do? Compiler translates a whole program, whole task at a time. But interpreter just translates one statement at a time and then execute it. Basically, interpreter is the smaller program than the compiler, because compiler translates whole program and the interpreter just translates one by one. Take a single line. Then it is the object code is produced by the interpreter. It is not saved. In the compiler, the machine code is saved, but in that object code is saved. But in the interpreter, that object code is not see it. It cannot use that information later. It is exactly like that. Some teachers read a paragraph and tell you about what the paragraph is about. That is called compiler. And interpreter, it takes time, it's smaller. It's that teacher reads single line and then tell you about one line, then translate second line, then translate third line. So next is our assembler. What is assembler? Assembler is basically the program that translates assembly language program into machine language program. Assembler, in next videos, in the next lectures, we will talk about the languages. Then there is a language, assembly language, which is basically a computer language. So assembler is for that, which translates that language program into the machine language. So when it translates into the machine language, the computer will understand what the assembler wants to do. Then application softwares. It is designed to help you help the user to work. Like I'm making the presentation and I'm giving you the presentation. I'm in the slides. So these slides are basically your PPT, whatever what you say, PowerPoint, and many other programs which is used for the making slides. So these are your application software. MS Office, Word. These are your application software. In the application software, there are two types: packages and utilities. The packages means package. Lot of programs in the one, they make a group. That is called the package. Package is a computer application consisting of one or more programs created to do a particular task, particular type of work. Like for the typing, we have Microsoft Word, we have WordPad. Both are word processors. For the graphic presentation softwares, such as Microsoft PowerPoint, and there some other presentation softwares are also present. So these all are basically packaged. For one task, we have one or more programs to do. For the database management systems, for accounting packages, spreadsheets, and there are a lot of more. Then utilities. These are programs designed to maintain the work on the system or the system components. These includes backup software. Basically, these maintain our work. If suddenly light is gone and we cannot save our work, then we have in the computer, we have this. It has the ability that it saves the work where we left. So after some time we can again. Then for if our computer has some viruses, then we have antivirus software which can maintain our security. Disk fragment, disk compression utilities. Disk fragment and disk compression we will discuss on the later, but these are used to maintain your C drive. Then it's time towards our computer languages. But in the next video lecture, we will talk about the computer language. So till, take care and Allah Hafiz.